Mother Sauvage is a poignant short story written by Guy de Maupassant in 1884, exploring themes of war, patriotism, and the devastating consequences of conflict on ordinary people's lives. The story is set during the Franco-Prussian War, which took place between 1870 and 1871 and saw the French army defeated by the Prussian forces. The story begins with an introduction to Mother Sauvage, a proud and patriotic mother who lives in a small village in France with her son Jean. Like many young men of his generation, Jean is drafted to fight for the French army and must leave his home to go to war. Mother Sauvage is heartbroken but proud of her son's bravery and takes comfort in the fact that he will return to her after the war is over. As the war rages on, things take a turn for the worse for Mother Sauvage. The Prussian army begins to occupy the village, and she is forced to provide lodging and food to the enemy soldiers. This is a difficult thing for her to do, given her patriotism and love for France, but she has no choice in the matter. One day, a Prussian officer arrives at her door and asks her where Jean is. She lies and tells him that she doesn't know, but the officer threatens her, saying that if she doesn't tell him, he will burn down her house. Mother Sauvage, afraid for her life, reveals that Jean is fighting for the French army. The officer immediately orders his men to burn down the house, and Mother Sauvage is forced to flee. She wanders through the countryside, devastated by the loss of her son and her home. She eventually returns to the village, which is now under French control, but she finds that everything has changed. Her house is gone, and she learns that her son has died in battle. In the end, Mother Sauvage is consumed by grief and despair. She is unable to cope with the loss of her son and the destruction of her home. She is haunted by the memory of the Prussian officer who burned down her house, and she spends the rest of her days in mourning. The story is a powerful portrayal of the devastating impact of war on ordinary people's lives. It shows how even those who do not fight on the front lines are still affected by the conflict and how it can destroy lives and homes. The character of Mother Sauvage represents the many mothers and families who were affected by the Franco-Prussian War, and her story is a reminder of the human cost of war.